Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. Thank you all for joining us live. Say hi if you're in the comment, not in the comments. Say hi in the comments if you're with us. I am Heather, one of your co-hosts, if you haven't seen us yet, and Tracy is my other co-host. I'm in a different place today. Tracy's up there. She's my other co-host. And we are going to get started in a minute with Michelle from 12 by 12 Cardstock. But first, we want to thank our sponsor of the day. So our sponsor today is Jab Siv, and Jab does many different things, but she's focusing and sponsoring on her Craftpreneur product. So her Craftpreneur product is teaching you how to make passive income out of using your cutting machines. So how can you create some passive income with creating SVG files? She's also an expert on cutting machines, Cricuts, and other ones like that. And that's her passion, is to help you do that. She is in, I believe, Australia, might be New Zealand. And she will be with us later today at 4 p.m. North American Eastern Standard Time. It's a mouthful when we talk about times around here. So check out Jav. If you've ever thought, I love making these SVG files, but I don't know how to make a business out of it, that's really where her focus is at the moment. She's run summits on it. We've participated in them, and she has lots of events going on and a lot of really good resources on her pages just about cutting machines. So I don't know if it's just Cricut based, Tracy 100. I can't remember. I will have to check, but she is a really good resource for that. And with any cutting machine, you learn something, you're probably able to recreate it in another one. So that is what we are. And thank you for putting comments. Hi, everybody from all over the place. I'm just scrolling down. Ontario, California, Texas. And we have some questions. We will come to that. So let us, without further ado, welcome Michelle. I'm going to flip my screen a little bit here. There you go. Welcome, Michelle. Thank you so much for being with us. This is Michelle's second summit with us, so thank you.
Yes. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And the easiest question we're going to ask you is, where in the world are you?
I'm in Boise, Idaho.
Idaho, okay. Yep. So a lot of crafting in the Midwest, isn't there?
Yeah. I think it's because all of the scrapbook companies kind of started in Utah, and then I'm just like above Utah, so it kind of spreads.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Easy one. Are you a card maker, scrapbooker, multimedia, paper enthusiast? Where do you fit in all of this stuff?
Me personally, I am an obsessive card maker. I started with scrapbooking, but then, gosh, I did that for a lot of years, but I'd say it's been like 12 years. I kind of switched over. I've been doing paper forever, but about 12 years ago, I switched to card making. And part of the reason for that was that I was getting just stacks and stacks of scrapbooks, and it started to overwhelm me. And so it's sad. I still have photos that aren't scrapbooked, and I still have a closet full of like pages that aren't in albums. I need to get my life together, but I just switched over.
Hey, it's in the closet. It can stay there, right?
Yeah, right.
That's not sad. That's pretty normal. So it's not sad. No.
Yeah. Normally. I think you know what? I find we often criticize ourselves more than anyone would ever criticize us when it comes to all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. So question for you that we've been asking everybody, and the answers have been fascinating, which is, what's one thing that you've kind of had to conquer along your paper craft journey?
Ooh. I think for me, it's perfectionism. Mm-hmm. I will start something and then it's just not feeling right. And I have a hard time just like moving on, and I'll just spend like a crazy amount of time just shuffling things around, trying to make things look right. When it's a card, like, come on, I need to just glue it down and be done. But
well, somebody said yesterday, it's a work of art.
Yeah. But then I make it not fun. Like I make it not fun for myself when I'm like, oh my gosh, like where should I put this tiny little gem? And then I'm just, so I need to chill out, I think.
I like just that little line, like you make it not fun, like, because it's fun, and then you're becoming too hard on yourself, right? So we're kind of wrecking the spirit, because trust me, I would do the same. Like I totally, we totally understand. So yeah, and I like to keep that in mind, to say, okay, everybody, don't ruin the fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you keep that in your mind.
Don't ruin the fun. Do you find it different? Like, do you make projects for a 12 by 12 cardstock, and do you make one for your own? Do you do both, or?
Yeah. So I do I do lots of stuff for 12 by 12. I do less on my own now. So I have like my own personal brand where I sell SVG files. So I do a little bit of both. I would say I'm a pretty prolific creator. And I worked prior to working at 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. Well, prior to that, I worked for Pazzles, which was like the original personal cutting machine, like a Cricut. They were actually the first one to develop a machine. And it was actually right here it's just like a suburb of Boise, Idaho, which is kind of interesting. So I worked there and I was the craft room editor, and it was my job. Like my job was actually designing SVG files and projects. And I would make like 15 SVG files a week plus a huge project. So I really kind of taught myself how to like be creative on a whim. And that's been really helpful as I've transitioned into 12 by 12. I do more like marketing with 12 by 12, less actual creating, but I still have to do some of that. So somebody asked me that the other day, like, how do you just keep coming up with ideas? And I think I've just taught myself how to like turn on the creativity. So.
And that's very cool, because you can teach yourself that. You can get used to it. Do you find your perfectionism comes out more when you're doing stuff for like 12 by 12 or for a job versus when you're doing it just for yourself, or does it matter?
For myself. And I think it's because when it's 12 by 12, I'm like under the gun and I just have to get it done. When it's me, I'm like, I have all night. So I'm going to obsess about this little gem for hours, you know? Yeah.
That makes sense. So
with 12 by 12, I'm like, okay, I have 1 hour. So here we go.
It's interesting because we were speaking to someone yesterday who was from another one, and she was the opposite. She obsesses more over the stuff she's doing for the company she works for, and for her own, she's much more free flowing. So, yeah, so it is interesting. It's but we've come up in answering this question, asking this question. We've had themes like perfectionism, finding your own style was another one that came up. Buying too much paper, which 12 by 12 probably likes, was another one.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Learning how to not buy too much paper was another one. But yeah, so that theme of perfectionism and finding your own path, which kind of are very similar sometimes, have come up so far as our theme in asking this question. So,
you know, one of the best things I ever did. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you, Tracy?
No.
Oh. One of the best things I ever did as far as like finding my own style. This is like a long time ago when my kids were little. I participated in a layout a day challenge. And it was literally like make a scrapbook page every day. That was the best thing for finding my style, because, you know, I wanted to like keep up with it. And so you had to kind of move quickly. And I just started, it was bizarre how, you know, I would like kind of copy something or get an idea. And then it was the best thing. It just evolved my style. And I feel like doing it so many times right in a row just kind of helped me dial in what it is that I like. So I would suggest that if you're ever stuck.
You just made my creative juices flow. So Tracy knows this. I'm very much like, I can do something with that idea. Tracy, I think I just found an idea for us.
Good.
Tracy's like, oh no. It's my creative business hat that triggers in on this.
Don't worry, Heather. As soon as Michelle started to say this, I went, oh, I know it. It's all good.
It's all good.
I'm like that too, Heather. I always tell my husband, I'm like, this is why I never take days off. Because if I have a day off and I'm like, have a little bit of time, I'm like, I should start a business doing this. And then, you know, it's like, all I need is 2 hours of free time. And suddenly I've like got a new business. I mean, yeah.
Well, and it's neat that creativity, for all those listening, creativity can appear in your crafting, but it can also appear in your business. It can appear in so many things. So, yeah, I could go a whole line down the thought process of creativity. That's my other hat. Because some people are creative by nature. Some people see something like this this can apply to crafting. So I'm going to go a little off here, but some people can see something and they look and say, how did I do this in the past? And they look at what they did in the past, and they kind of, their focus of how they create comes from past experiences. Other people will look at it and say, what do I see now? What's in front of me? And then the third category that people will look at and say, how can I do it differently?
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, there'll be people who watch your video and go, I love that, but how can I do it differently? There was ones who will like, okay, I get it. And then there's other ones who will compare to something they've done in the past. And we all fit into one of those categories in how we think, and how we create and how we approach anything. Some of us will be all of them. It's rare. And some of us will have one that's stronger than the other. So you would be, how can I do like what I am often is, how can I do that? How can I take that and turn it into my own idea?
That's so fascinating. I actually just did a video, I think it was last month, on my personal YouTube channel where I showed exactly what you're saying. I took like something that inspired me. When I need to create something, a lot of times my process starts with just like scrolling Pinterest or Instagram and just finding something that like catches my attention. And then I did a whole video about this, but then I'll like analyze, what is it that I like about this? Is it the color combination? Is it like the font combination? Is it, whatever the theme is, or what is it that like caught my attention? And then I try to like take that and create from that, rather than just like copying what I'm seeing. I'll like pull out the aspect that is enticing to me and then create something fresh. So I think I'm that type, and that's so interesting. I have never heard.
I cook that way. But other people in the comments say, if you think about it, which one are you? So Amy's, how can I do it differently? I'm always that way when I cook. Like I got the recipe, but I'll do it my own way. And other people I know have to follow it, measure it. And there's nothing wrong with any of these approaches, by the way, everybody. This is just how we are. We think differently. And we're all capable of all of them, but we just have one that we lead stronger with. Like that kind of first thought that pops in your head is usually your predominant way of thinking. And so it's always cool to watch. And I can tell from people that I get to know, because I studied this and I was certified in it. It's pretty easy for me to tell what people's first way of thinking is. So.
Well, I think we're done here.
There you go. I never thought of that. I never thought of such a fascinating way to think about it. Yeah. If I'm new to something to try, I go through they're starting at the follow. So they follow all the instructions, right? So everyone does it differently. But anyways, that was an extra little bit of information today. Michelle, what was your project?
Unfortunately, I already gifted it away, so I don't have it. But I made an envelope mini album. So basically, I took a bunch of regular already made envelopes and showed you how to like tuck them into each other to make a little mini album. And then I decorated it with an Echo Park kit. And the thing that's fun about my project is that I gave you like a sketch template. So I did a baby themed one, but you could pick any Echo Park kit and then just adapt it to whatever theme and put it together. So
it's pretty. I was trying to see if I could pull up the picture, but it doesn't come up easily. I can. It's going to be little, ladies, but it will show it so that it's part of your memory. There we go. It's in the middle. It's small.
Yes.
Actually, I can make it bigger. There we go.
It's fun because it has little pockets and stuff. The envelope makes little pockets, so you can stick photos, or like you can make it to be given as someone would fill in the album. Or I've also made them where, like I did one for Christmas where I just stuck gift cards in the little pockets, so you can adapt it for whatever.
It's very cool.
And you said that you already gave it away as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
How did the person react?
I don't know, because I didn't see when they opened it. They said thank you, but
you never know.
I'm asking because I'm sure because I like to see that when people, actually open something that you created, because at least you go, okay, I did a good job, right? It gives you a little confidence. Sometimes you're just like, yeah, okay, it was just paper. You're welcome. Right.
Right, I know.
But I'm hoping that, because I'm assuming that somebody was pretty touched. Again, maybe it's because it got the Pooh Bear on there too, right? But that's my guess. They're probably pretty touched.
Well, sorry.
Go ahead.
Say, even if you're not a scrapbooker, it's like already made. It's just a good place to like, when you're a new mom and it's just everything's hectic, and just a good place to just like tuck little notes or memories. Even if that's all you do with it is just stick memorabilia and write yourself some notes about things and stick it in there.
Great gift for a new mom.
It is.
Or anyone. I think I love the mini albums. They're fun and they're easy, and they're projects people can do and have something that stands out.
Yeah.
You might encourage them to even go, oh, I should keep this memory, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that's also where you can go, oh, yeah, I did that for them. Right? I gave them that idea.
I love
right?
that.
Because, I'm sure this new mom is pretty busy, but after a few years, they might go back going, oh my God, I forgot I kept this, or and you'll get her.
Yeah.
Good point.
Absolutely.
We have a question.
Sorry, what was that?
I say we have a question. How have you seen any issues with the seal on the envelopes and moisture in the air to where it sticks on its own?
No, because the seal part actually does get put up against like the back of the envelope, so it doesn't. There's no like loose. The seal edge is not loose at all. It's behind something that if it were to stick to it, it would be perfectly fine. In fact, you're like adding a bit of glue to hold it together. So
excellent. And someone else said the envelope booklet is brilliant. Thank you, Michelle. I can see myself doing a lot of them. I'm going back to the beginning now, so I'm finding all the comments. So if I haven't gotten to yours, I'll catch up. Michelle, did you come up with your envelope booklet design, or did you see it done somewhere else? Yours was a first for me. Loved it.
Oh, I don't remember. So I made one similar for 12 by 12 cardstock shop like 2 Christmases ago. And I don't remember. I think, you know what I think it was? I think I saw, do you remember those paper bag albums that are made with lunch sacks? I think I saw that, and someone had put it together so that it was folded and cut the ends to make little pockets. And I think that jogged my memory because at the time we were just launching envelopes at 12 by 12 cardstock shop. So I was trying to think of something cool to do with envelopes. And so I think that inspired the Christmas one. And then the Christmas one inspired this one.
Of course. Another one is, I'd love to know where you got the black boxes in the bookcase behind you.
Oh, it's from IKEA.
I was going to say, I have them over here. It's IKEA. Yep. I don't know if they still make them. I don't know. I know they changed some of their stuff, so I don't know. But it's
I bought mine last fall, so
they should still. It's one of their staples.
Yeah. So funny story. I live in Boise. We do not have an IKEA. I was in Salt Lake, which is where the 12 by 12 cardstock shop warehouse is, and so I went. And I don't know why I didn't like think this through, but I bought it along. I bought this along with like a couple chairs for my sister-in-law. And then I got out to the parking lot. I was like, what am I thinking? Like I have a hatchback, like Mazda. It does have a 3rd row so I can like fold it down, but wow. Like I was packing stuff in there. I had stuff packed, all like my suitcase and stuff, you know, packed in like this the whole way home, and it's a 6-hour drive. I made it.
You made it. I wonder how many people return stuff because they do that and they get, well, sorry, I can't fit this in my car.
Right?
Yes, that is true. I may have seen that happen here too, but yeah.
Yep.
We have another one. Oh, this is for Tracy and I. Thank you so we did a live crop last night with our VIPs, and we had it's a twist, so we don't tell them what they're going to make. But we had a little confusion at the beginning with Tracy's measurements, but it all worked out, and they made great stuff that's been posted in the group. So it was a lot of fun. So thank you, VIPs, who came and played with us.
It wasn't a confusion of the measurements. It was a confusion of how I wrote them down. For that. Yes, it is.
Lots of people are also moved from scrapbooking to card making because of, and there's one that 12 by 12 would love. Is there such a thing as too much paper?
No. No way. Never.
Where do you, if you ever do feel stuck, where do you go for inspiration?
Just what I said. I'll just go scroll Pinterest or Instagram and just like keep looking until something makes me stop scrolling, and then that will catch my attention. I also have like when I see things out in the wild that I love, I just snap pictures, and I have a folder on my phone that's just like inspiration. I get inspired by like graphic tees a lot. I don't know why that is, but a lot of those like font combinations and then like the cute little graphics, they'll inspire cards for me. So whenever I'm out, I'm like snapping pictures of t-shirts and stuff. So
it's great that we can do that these days, right? You know,
right.
We didn't have that before a long time ago.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking, speaking of papers, how well does the new actual wood paper 12 by 12 bend?
How does the new, what was that first part?
Wood paper?
Wood paper. Oh, the real wood
bend.
paper. It doesn't really bend. No, it'll crack if you bend it. Like you couldn't fold it. No, you have to cut it and use it as layers.
Okay, so for us who don't know, What is it's an actual like piece of wood? Because I
Yeah.
think I've seen this like years ago and I had some. So I'm curious, of course.
Yeah. It's actual wood where they've just taken
Okay.
like a really thin like slice of sheet of wood and then they put it on paper. So the cool thing is it does cut with like a Cricut or Silhouette machine. It doesn't cut super intricate, but it cuts. It's really, really cool. And so it comes in a bunch of different colors. And so I did a card where I did, you know, how like an inlaid floor, like with different kinds of wood, that inlaid kind of look. I did that with a couple different colors of it and it turned out really cool. But it's just so fun because it's so unexpected on a card to have wood that's real.
Tracy's thinking. Tracy loves wood, by the way. That's her favorite.
I do.
Board and wood. And
I do. I could
There you
see
go.
because again, I've had this type of paper. I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's the same, but not in many colors, as you just said. And with the scrapbooking, I would just kind of break off some pieces and put it, onto the layout
Oh,
and stuff.
that's a
And
cool idea to break it.
like, yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
how about this? Because it would work, huh? Okay, sorry.
Tracy's pun for the day.
Woo-hoo,
She's going to go look at your wood paper. There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
Someone loves your project so much. Another person is in love with your mini album.
Oh, thank you.
Very popular. I'm getting down here. I would be true. We're into the wing it part, so you catch up. Thank you for. Here's one for you. Thank you for scrapbooking. What's your favorite craft?
Paper. Anything paper. I'm obsessed with it.
What makes you obsessed with paper?
I don't know. I honestly don't. When I was a kid, I would like beg to buy extra school supplies and like hoard markers. And I remember my best friend, she always got like the Crayola brand colored pencils, and my mother would never buy those for me. She was like, no, the cheap brand's just fine. And I just like coveted those Crayola colored pencils and notebooks. I mean, even then I was just obsessed with like paper and office supplies and stuff. So
yes, I have a notebook thing, and I have a challenge with I want a clean notebook, but I'm a doodler. It's a real challenge for me. I can doodle inside, but the outside covers have to be really nice.
Yeah,
because I'm a doodler. I can't keep a page without doodling on it. So
that's funny.
You want to learn something new, Heather? Really?
sure.
I was engaged at 6 years old. And that's because, well, sorry, I'm going to mention somebody's name that Heather kind of knows. So my friend Diane, her brother-in-law. All right. Anyways, when we were 6 years old, he had Laurentian pencil crayons, which at our time were because Crayola, the crayons existed, but not the pencil crayons. But Laurentian were like the ones to get. And so I begged him for that new pack. And so as long as I married him, I could have it. So yeah, we got engaged. I got the pencil crayons. He got in trouble when he got home. I've never heard, like every time I see him still now, I'm like, I know, I owe you, but you owe me.
That's
And I look at his wife going, don't worry, he's all yours. Anyway, so there you go.
That is
what we
fun.
do as kids. Someone says they have way too many business envelopes, so I think I'm trying to make a slimline album.
Yes, that would be so cool. You could do the same thing with a slimline. Ooh, yeah, that would be cool.
You just sparked her idea. There's the little idea going to dig.
That would be awesome.
What type of cardstock do you recommend that is more versatile? Is the most versatile? Sorry.
I could talk about paper all day. So I think probably 80-pound is your best bet. It's stiff enough that it's good for like scrapbook pages or card bases. It will hold layers, but it's not so heavy that it, it's hard to fold or hard to cut or anything like that. So 80-pound is pretty much the standard. And some people really like textured, some people really like smooth. That's, I think, a personal preference, what you pick, but either one is just fine. We actually sell 100-pound. We have a couple whole lines of 100-pound, which if you've never tried like a heavier weight cardstock, maybe try it because I really like it for like the base of a scrapbook layout or a card. You know, when you like make a handmade card and you've got lots of layers and you like try to stand it up and then it just kind of like, because it's too heavy. The 100-pound is just slightly heavier, so it will still stand up. So I really like that heavier weight paper for stuff like that. And I didn't even really know it existed until I started working for 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. But Card Shop is one of the lines, and then My Colors Heavyweight. Those ones are a little bit heavier. So try it out. If you tend to use lots of layers on your scrapbook pages and on your cards, you might like that heavier weight.
Good recommendation. Somebody's excited because their 12 by 12 order just arrived.
Yay! That is exciting.
You talked about your wood veneer, so Susan's going back to shopping. So there you go.
Yeah, it's if you were looking for the wood, it's that we have two brands. The first one is called Timberlux, and it's that one is more of like a true wood, and then we have an American Crafts balsa wood would be what you would search, and that one comes in a bunch of different colors, and it's more of like a wood veneer. It's actual real wood, but it's like pressed together to make the layer. So yeah, couple options.
Someone says, for me, it's all the different types of papers, and I now look for ones that you can color.
Oh, yes. You know, this is so cool. We had a guest designer last week who she used glitter paper, and then she used white glitter paper, and then she colored it. So let me see. I happen to have my glitter swatch book. So we actually sell like the most beautiful glitter papers ever. This is all of our glitter options. And then we even have sequin glitter, which can you see how that's like hexagon shaped? It's so shiny. Anyway,
so that is a big variety of glitter. It is.
I love it. This designer took our basic white. I'm not catching the light very good, but she used a blending brush on it with ink and colored the actual glitter paper, which I thought was so interesting because you could buy white and literally make any color. It was really cool.
Yeah, we have a number of presentations that do that in here that say just, take your white paper and color it and blend it or use mixed media. So where was I? Here's someone who said, I've been receiving the 12 by 12 Happy Mail for the past few months and love it. Oh, what is Happy Mail? Happy Mail could have a lot of I think of a lot of things when it comes to Happy Mail.
So our Happy Mail box is our subscription box, and it comes out once a month, and we start with an Encore color palette, and we try to do Encore. So let me back up. Encore is our in-house brand. We sell American Crafts and Basil and Echo Park, all the brands, but we have Encore, which is our in-house brand. And that cardstock is 80-pound, and it was developed for Cricut cutting. So if you're a Cricut or Silhouette cutter, you'll be like just blown away how intricate this paper cuts. So our Happy Mail box starts with 5 sheets of Encore, and we try to pick a fun color palette, and then we build the whole box around it. We add in glitters and foils and holographics and all kinds of specialty papers. So when it comes to you, you get a box of curated, like all the colors go together. It's a fun color palette and everything matches. So you get that, plus you get 4 mystery items, which are things that we like go in search of cool papers that aren't normally in our shop. So next month, this is like a little sneak peek, but July is actually like 80s themed. So it's a little bit like neon. And one of our mystery items is like something that you would remember from your 80s childhood. I'll just say that. And then so you get your paper, you get your mystery items, and then you also get a free SVG class. So I'll be sitting here. This is the class this month we're making. So this is the color palette for this month. It's like aqua and pink and yellow and more pinks. Anyways, we're making a set of handmade cards, birthday cards. So we've got 2 shakers. And then this one folds out. So all of these are made with the stuff in the box. And then you get the SVG files and you get a video class that shows you how to make them all. So
very cool idea.
Happy Mail.
Subscription boxes are very popular, Tracy. Hint, hint, hint for her business. Tracy's always like, had to go away.
A lot of work. I need more people, but also because you're mentioning the Encore brand, that's something that's in the VIPs as well. You've got a discount of 15%. So should check the expiry date before I speak of it. I mean, it's still going right now, but yeah, it's time to grab it.
Yeah.
June 14th.
Yeah.
Still
So
have some time.
Yep. If you want to try it, that's a good that's like our biggest discount.
And that is worth buying the VIP pass. So if you want to buy it, don't go to the site, buy the VIP pass first and then use the coupon because that will save you, right? So we've said this before, our VIP package has a huge amount of value in it. Tracy, if you are a VIP, you're going to get an email from us that says these are expiring because not everyone is available. All of them have different terms and conditions. So definitely check your VIP package and make sure that you want to what you want to use. And if you're not a VIP, click on the link to go see the VIP package and see what's in it. You may easily pay for the value of the VIP. There's over $1,500 worth of offers in there, and that's not including the discounts because we can't tell you what the discount's worth. Right? That's including classes, there's printables, there's memberships. You can come and join our circle and try the month out for free, which is our crafting membership. And so there's tons of really cool things in there to do. So check it out if you haven't bought the VIP. If you have, don't forget to check out all your things. So there's our little plug.
That's a good deal.
It is a very good deal. Someone said that's weird. It's not showing. Someone said they didn't know about 100-pound paper till now.
Yeah.
Question. Assuming no shredding of those glittery papers, right?
So, leaving behind glitter, is that the question probably?
Yeah.
So the glitter Lux, these ones don't shed. Like you'll get maybe one fleck on your mat. The sequins, though, these are low shed as well. But if whatever you're cutting cuts a sequin in half, sometimes it will fall off. So these ones you will see a few sequins here and there on your mat, but neither of them are like excessive where it's going to destroy your mat. It's just a couple specks here and there. So
good. Does the ink dull the glitter?
It did a little. I'm trying to remember how she did that. It seemed like it did dull it a little bit, but because the glitter surface is kind of like uneven, it was catching on the top, but leaving the underneath part glittery. That's hard to describe, but there was still some glitter.
I'm guessing, because I'm not sure either here, but I'm also wondering on the type of ink you would use, right? Some inks might take it, like, I don't know if I should say cover up the glitter more than other inks, I think you'd have to, I'm just, again, talking out loud in a sense, thinking out loud is what I should say.
As somebody who's done this in a different medium, it's like the hills and the valleys. If you dry brush and you've got a valley, it's not going to go in the valley.
Yeah.
Right? If you wet paint, it will go in the valley. But if you dry paint it, it won't go in the valley. So with a glitter paper, you would just skim the top and the valleys would still have a glitter.
Yeah. So I guess if you're using really juicy ink, it might like seep in all the way.
It would seep into, yeah. If you're using something that's more wet, but if you do it more like a drier medium, it's not going to go into the valleys of the thing.
Like right there, I'd be like, okay, use distress ink or something, but the oxide's going to cover it more. And another, most other brands will cover it more as well. So that's just my guess.
Yeah. So will glitter paper take alcohol? Will glitter paper take alcohol markers? I think it would be the same thing. Your alcohol markers would probably go into the valleys just because
it does. Point. Yeah. We have holographic paper too. I just have tiny little samples here, but this kind of paper, and somebody colored on this with alcohol markers too, which was really cool and turned it different colors. So
yeah, because when I'm doing colored pencils, we often indent like with one of these tools, and then I got to bring myself bigger. So we'll indent on the paper with a tool, and then you color on top of it, and the color doesn't go into the indentation.
That's cool.
So that's how you would do, like if you want to do variegated like leaves, you might color the dark green and then indent, and then when you go on top of it, the color will not go in the indentation.
Well, that is clever.
So you just, you get a pack of these and that's what you use with your paper, which works with most paper. It's that indentation and then you go on top of it.
I want to try that now. I've never heard of that.
I'll let us. I'm going to see if I have a piece of paper here and I can show you. I do, I'm sure. Keep going. I'll find one.
That must be a fine art skill.
I learned color pencil drawing. So what is the Encore paper? There you go.
Encore is our in-house brand. So kind of like Costco has Kirkland, or Encore is our brand. And we have what makes Encore special is everything is tested for cuttability. It's kind of focused towards Cricut and Silhouette cutters. So like this stuff cuts great on Cricut and Silhouette. We have in our Encore line, we also have foils. And so these all cut really great too on a Cricut machine. So there's lots of choices within Encore, and they're all made for cutting. So.
And then she's asking also, where is it made?
The Encore?
Yes. That's
Encore is made in China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's okay.
I'm trying to think. There's a few that we have sourced from Italy, but primarily China. It comes
Italy.
From so
I would have never expected to hear Italy. That's interesting. Yeah.
We actually have a paper on our site, and it's not one of our brand. It's not our in-house brand, but it's a brand called So Silk, and it's from Italy, and it actually has real silk fibers in it. So the shine is like unreal. It's just such cool stuff.
Wow. Oh, that's interesting.
So here, I'll show you what I was telling you. So if you've taken, okay, you see, I've just indented. This is an old card, so this is truly cardstock. I've just indented, and then if you color over it with not pressing into it, you will see that the tree branch pops out.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
So you can layer colors that way too.
Wow.
And that's just a simple indentation. So it's great if you're doing leaves, or I'll go darker. If you're doing leaves or you want something to stick out, then you're letting the paper go down.
That's cool.
So that's how you can use indentation.
Well,
see, I taught something from my other parts.
Now I'm
going to play with colors and darken it in as well. Or you could color it and then indent. Like color the part with like a lighter color, then indent and go darker color over.
Okay. I'm going to try this. That's so cool.
So you can use anything. I just have the stylus to do it with different points. So if you want to do like feathers on a bird or anything, that will work as well. Or leaves or anything that you want that kind of dimension. Super easy to do.
So I bet you could take colored cardstock, like a light green, do that, and then blend dark green ink over the top, and the language. That's so cool.
I'll do a green one and show you while you guys are talking. There you go. Can you talk about your collab with Dreaming Tree? Sorry.
Dreaming Tree. Yeah. So Dreaming Tree is a company that creates the most elaborate SVG projects. They are just so stunning. And so they sell the SVG files, and then we're friends with them. So we put together cardstock kits. So a lot of their kits, you can go over to our site and you can just buy everything you need in one kit, just with one click. So their projects, because they're so elaborate, it'll be like 6 sheets of this color blue, 2 sheets of this color blue, 1 sheet of this, 1 sheet of this, 1 sheet of this. And so, searching the site and finding all that can be a little time consuming. So we just put together the kit. So you can just click, order it, and be done.
Well, and see, because we have a client or a friend there in our Scrapbooking Fun Circle group, and she makes, like, she'll buy from Dreaming Tree because we've seen some of her projects. Because like that houses, the buildings, the lighthouses and stuff. So I can imagine, like, that's an excellent way for you guys to do business together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see that and going, yeah, good for you. Because it makes it easier for the client to say, okay, I want this file. I want to make this, and I'll say it like a schoolhouse or whatever their file is, and boom, you get everything at once. Good for you.
It's worked really good too, because it goes the other way too. We've got a bunch of paper lovers on our site, and they'll see the kit, and then we link to the SVG files. So maybe they don't even know Dreaming Tree exists, and they see this like gorgeous paper house and they want to make it, then they can go click our link and go buy the SVG file too. So
good.
It's a fun little team.
Excellent.
Somebody wanted to know, can you use the SVG files on a Silhouette?
Yeah. Yep. You can upload the SVG files to Silhouette. You cannot save. How does that work? You can't save as an SVG unless you have the designer edition, but you can upload to Silhouette. So yeah, SVG will work on Silhouette, Cricut, Puzzles, the new Caesar machines SVG works on. So it's a pretty universal file type.
There you go. It's the only machine I have. Yes, that's what I meant. Oh, yes, I'm going down these.
I saw one earlier, Heather, at some point where somebody was saying that what you're doing is reminding her of when they were rubbing leaves as a kid or coloring. I kind of scrolled back down. I didn't see the whole thing now, but I thought that was cute.
Bonnie, you have to elaborate what access which SVG file to help us understand, because there's lots out there. We have a lot of stuff. So if you can elaborate on
we need
that
to know which one you mean. If
which
it's
one,
Michelle's or somebody else's.
and we'll be able to
mind
help
you, Michelle, you don't have one this time, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I just included like the cut files I used for my titles, but it was just small, just in case people wanted to use them.
So honestly, Bonnie, you could just send me an email, like reply to one of the emails, and then we'll figure it out for you. We will get it for you.
Yes. So Susan says flipping the paper over and using the embossed side. Yes. Invite and color. I have a huge light table to use. I'm getting down these ones. I had a huge light table using my dry embossing stencils. This table also comes in handy when weeding my Cricut cuts. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That would be handy.
This one, how do I find the videos for you're making? You have to be registered for the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. The link is in the comments here. So it's www.scrapbookingfunsummit.com. What doesn't come from China? Well, that's a good question.
Actually, a lot of paper comes from Italy, Sweden. We buy some from Sweden. I think Canada is a big paper producer too. I'm not sure that I'm trying to think if we buy any from Canada, but yeah, we buy it from all over the world. Just whoever has the best paper will just get it.
Somebody's asking me, do I use a rubber mat to emboss? I don't really emboss. This is a color technique. And no, I would use a hard table on doing this one. So doesn't mean you couldn't.
Yeah, but the rubber mat, 'cause I think I know what she's talking about, Cindy, is that like that would get you to go like more indented, because I know we'll use that a lot of times to curl like the flowers up and stuff like that. And so again, yes, you could definitely use one.
So a question on your discount is 15%. It's only on the papers that we mentioned.
Yeah.
Encore.
On the Encore papers.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. The letter envelope. Thanks. I will email you. I'm familiar. Okay, here's one. I'm familiar with American Craft textured cardstock. How does that compare with Encore textured cardstock, and are they similar in weight?
Absolutely. They're Encore and American Crafts are very similar in weight, in texture. They're very similar.
Roughly, I don't need an exact number, but around how many colors or shades do you have? Do you know in the Encore?
Oh,
just
Encore.
Roughly.
Yeah. So in the Encore textured, we have 106 right now, but we are getting ready to add like 50 more. So it's going to be pretty impressive. And then, so that's the textured. And then we have, I think, 58 colors of glitter, roughly like 45 colors of foil. I think we have about 10 holographics, but we're adding 20 more. We have a ton of paper. And then all the other brands, I looked the other day, someone asked, we have like 3,500 products in our store, different products in our store. So
that'll do it.
Okay.
And you don't have them all memorized?
I don't. They're pretty close.
Okay. So I did it on black paper because I didn't have any green paper.
Oh, that is so cool.
So the black can come through. And then you can actually, I didn't have enough time, but you can go in like darker around it so it pops even more. So color the edges around it and do the other parts lighter. But
yeah.
And you could, if you wanted to, go in with a sharp pencil and color the lines a different color. But yeah, so you can really make things pop on it. I did do it on the rougher side of the paper on this one. So it's a great technique. Really cool. Great for birds. It's great for anything that you want to add texture to.
That's really jogging my inspiration. I use that.
And that just reinforces what we always say is that, if you're a card maker, watch the scrapbooking. If you're a scrapbooker, watch the card makers. I'm a color pencil artist. I haven't done a lot, but I need to get back to it. I had carpal tunnel and I had to stop. So, but I've had surgery now. It's all good, but I haven't gone back to it. But yeah, so you can learn stuff from so many different techniques and stuff, and
Absolutely.
in all of this stuff. Susan, I'm trying to catch. What is your? I was wondering if, I don't know what the rest is, if the different paper fiber lengths make a difference in the use of embossing folders. If so, which is better for that technique?
Okay, say that again. If the different lengths of
If the different paper fiber lengths make a difference in the use for embossing folders.
I don't know the answer to that. Because I've tried to emboss on, I mean, obviously the 80-pound emboss is fine. The 100-pound emboss is fine. I've embossed on that, like that So Silk. I've done embossing folders on that. And I'm just trying to think. I guess I don't know the answer to that. I wouldn't say I've had different results with the different papers. It all seems to be about the same.
Would it be different on the thickness of paper versus the fiber? Or?
Well, the 100-pound is pretty thick and it still just embosses beautifully. So yeah, I don't think it would make a difference, but I mean, I don't, on a technical level, I don't know the answer to that if it would, but just from like my experience, I haven't seen much difference.
We have one more question, and I'm just looking at the clock, and we have another one in 10 minutes, so we have to get our. Oh no! It's like, oh, what time is it? No worries. What is your number one favorite paper or cardstock you've ever used or seen?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I can't answer that because I fall in love with different ones forever, but this is my favorite right now. We just got this. There's two of them. These are a foil, a holographic foil, and one of them's called Swimming Pool Unicorn, and the other one's called Lavender Blue Unicorn. And they're like, I can't even do it with like make them. You can't even know how cool they are with, because they're like white. They're actually white, like a white silver, and then the light catches them, and they're like so cool.
I noticed the difference as soon as you flipped it back, like the top part. I could see different colors there. Yeah.
It's like, it reminds me of like, I don't know, kind of 80s. I use this one for like ghosts at Halloween because it's just so cool. But yeah, it's just all kinds of colors. But when you look at it flat, which I can't do without like the, you can kind of there. Yeah, it's like just a white silver, but then it just does all these cool things. So that's my favorite right now.
And I love that right now, because your favorites can change because you don't know what's about to come out next.
Exactly.
So, excellent. A quick one on your gift. So your gift is a paper purse class. So as well. Yes. So go and check that out. You can make a paper purse. Can't say that a lot fast, I don't think. And if you're in the VIP, you have the discount on that new paper line. So check that out. If you're not a VIP and you're going to go buy it, check it out, because you said it's one of your biggest discounts that you give. So. Yeah. Yep. So it's a good opportunity. What was that called? What was what called, Sandy?
Oh, those two papers?
Oh, the papers. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's Encore foil, and it's called Lavender Blue Unicorn is this one. And this one is called Swimming Pool Unicorn.
So it's the unicorn paper.
Unicorn paper. Yep.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Michelle. It was a great conversation. So many good things shared. For everyone there, we will be back in a couple of minutes with Tracy. Help me.
Monique. I told you, I always get those two ladies mixed up. I'm so sorry. Frances Ames.
I was going to say, yeah, not Monique, Frances Ames.
Yeah,
we'll be back with Frances.
I'm at tomorrow for Monique.
Wrong person. All good. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you for being back with us at 12 by 12. And thank you for being part of the summit. And everybody, we will see you shortly. Thanks.
Thank you. It's always fun to hang out with you guys.